Okay, I'd like to follow up on that. We're very honored as a team and a university to be involved in this project. Honored that Under Armour selected us as one of the representatives for the initiative that they're undertaking, and we appreciate it. And Under Armour and University of Utah has been a great partnership, and we hope it continues for many years to come. Looking back at Air Force, typical Air Force battle. I mean, there was nothing out of the norm as far as what's occurred between the two teams over the last several years. It was hard fought. It came right down to the wire, as it always seems to. And just very proud of our players for matching the toughness and the discipline of the Air Force Academy players and able to come away with a win. And when you go into Colorado Springs to play the Air Force, the bottom line is you want to come out with a W. Doesn't matter how that takes place. You just want to get the win, and we're able to do that. And, the Air Force is, as we've said many times before, got the utmost respect from our program. And, we're glad we don't play them for several years. And hopefully that will be a long hiatus from that series. But moving on to this week, TCU, big game. It's a big game because it's this week's game, first and foremost. Every week is a big game. It obviously has conference championship implications. Whoever wins the game will be in the driver's seat for the conference title. There's still a third of the season left, but this game will be a big leg up for whoever wins to go ahead and have a chance to win the conference championship. Obviously has national implications as well. Two very highly ranked teams, so a lot of excitement. Game day's coming to town. That's an added excitement for the fans and the community, and there's a lot going on with that. I think the tailgate lot's going to open at 3 o'clock on Friday, so everyone can come in and start getting geared up for the game. And of course, the game day program Saturday morning, I believe it starts at 7 a.m. and we're hoping to get about 10,000 fans out there to that. That's a lofty goal, but that's what we'd like to see. I think last time they came, we had about 4,000, and so it'd be nice to see all our fans come out, support the game day show. Come out and wear their black and their camo at the game that afternoon and just have a great time. So it's going to be an exciting week, an exciting weekend. But, as a football team, we've got to keep our focus, obviously on the game and the task at hand and not get caught up in any of the things that are going on. But, our guys have handled it so far this season very well, everything they've been asked to do. We've been in big games before. This is not new to our program. And so, we feel like we're ready to take this on. Questions?
And your team obviously hasn't had to rally in the fourth quarter this year, and has a little bit of experience with protecting a lead. Are you confident about your response in a potentially tight game this week?
Well, we think so, and we've had two games that were tight. The Air Force game we just had, even though we didn't have to rally to come from behind to win, we had to hold them off. And then in the Pittsburgh game, we got behind early and ended up having to pull out an overtime win. So those are the only two games during the course of the season that we've been tested in that way. But we believe we've got a very mentally tough group of players here and very competitive, and I think they'll handle the situation well. Now, last year, everyone, that's on everybody's mind. We as coaches don't need to say a word about last year. They played a great game. TCU did. They won decisively. But, our guys are excited about the opportunity to play them again this year.
Coach, how do you guys match up with them speed-wise? It seemed to be quite a bit of a difference in last year's game.
I don't think it was much of a difference speed-wise as digging ourselves an early hole. We had almost everything that could have gone wrong early went wrong. We fumbled a kickoff. We threw a pick six. Field position was poor, and so I don't really attribute that to a lack of team speed or a differential in team speed. I think we match up in that category with the Horned Frogs. But we just got behind so quick, so early that, or so much so early that it was really out of hand by midway through the second quarter.
Kyle, if you could compare this year's TCU team to the team you guys did see in Fort Worth a year ago, better, worse, about the same. Where do you find them compared to where they were from a skill standpoint and what they've done on the field?
As good or better, I believe. You look at the statistics, and they're in the nation's top 10 or 15 in virtually every major category in all three phases: offense, defense, and special teams. The defense is ranked number 1 in scoring, number 1 in total defense, number 1 in third downs. Offensively, they're scoring points, they're moving the ball, they're throwing it well, they're running it well. And special teams, they got the Curley kid who's a tremendous returner. So I'd say that this year's TCU team is as good or better than last year's team. And of course, Andy Dalton, the quarterback, he's the catalyst for everything.
Last week you talked about preaching patience on offense against Air Force because they try and keep everything in front of you. What's the message to the offense this week against a speedy, fast, athletic defense that's really good with takeaways?
Yeah, we got to move the chains. You know, we got to control the football a little bit. We've got to basically open up the entire offense. You know, against Air Force, our mindset going in was, hey, let's keep their offense on the sideline. We feel like we have a size advantage up front. We can push them around a little bit, which was evidenced. I think we had 3 drives that were 12 plays or more, 3 touchdown drives, and really, I don't want to say we got conservative, but that was our plan going in. We felt that gave us the best chance to win, is to keep their offense off the field. We ended up controlling the ball for 36 minutes and change to their 23 minutes and change, which, you know, typically I'm not a big believer that time of possession is a huge factor in a game, but against an Air Force team, it's more pronounced and more magnified because of the difficulty to stop the triple option attack. But this week we got to open everything back up. Jordan will have the entire offense at his disposal, and some new wrinkles that we haven't shown, as is every week. You know, every week we have a few new wrinkles. But bottom line is we got to take care of the football, which we did a great job of last week. Just the 1 turnover, and we were +4 in the turnover margin, and we got to get takeaways defensively. You know, if we can win the turnover margin again, that'll be huge in this game.
Coach, November 6th, marking the 2-year date, the last time that TCU came up to Rice-Eccles Stadium, a dogfight, 13-10, slugfest. What ultimately makes the difference in these kind of games when you get these 2 types of teams matching up with this much on the line?
Well, oftentimes it comes down to special teams, which that game really did. You know, their inability to make a couple field goals really was the difference in the ball game. And you know, that it's not to say that plays out every time, but oftentimes when you have an evenly matched football game, the special teams, or just a couple impact plays here or there, wherever they may occur, can mean the difference.